I hope you're enjoying the new video series on Oracle that started this morning. So the market is, in general, is shitty as the Monday is starting. So I want to talk about a few things. Remember how a while ago I made videos on mobile home park investing, and I talked about some real estate investing, and some of you have told me, like, why would you bother when you can make more money in the markets? Or when I made a video tour of my house, or like the kind of car that I'm driving. This is why, okay? Moments like this is why I want to be able to eventually diversify away from the stock market, both on the side of just stocks and also on the side of microcap explosions. Because let's face it, I make money from microcap explosions, but I make more money when the stocks are doing well, prices are doing well, and I make less, and people don't want to sign up or don't resubscribe when the market is doing bad, right? And you see, I've been around the block for a few times, okay? And I said it many times that in the back of my mind, the question is always, when is the next storm coming? It's never, I never rest, and I never am like, you know what? I'm doing so well right now. I'm gonna buy this big ass house. I'm gonna buy myself a Porsche and show the world how successful I am. Never. It's always on the back of my mind. What is going to blow up next week, next month, next year? Always. That's why when I do invest in things, that's why so many of you send me investment ideas and I say no to 99.9% of them, because I only choose assets that are great, and I only choose businesses that are either great or have the potential to be great, okay? Are on the way of being great, that have the money in the bank to get them close to the greatness, or have stories that are great enough, or progress that's great enough that they can cover the gap if they need to with capital raise to get them there, or I have the power to make sure that I can close the gap for them. And I had one company recently that raised the money, and MC was part of the capital raise to help them bridge that gap, and now they have money in the bank. No worries. They can sign up clients, they can continue growing and progressing towards that finish line or goal of becoming profitable or whatever. So that's important. But when you are involved in a company that doesn't have a great future, doesn't have a great business, doesn't have great margins, a falling stock price is an absolute disaster, especially if they don't have, especially if, you know, the business is not great and then they have to raise money. You know, of course, this increases the cost of capital. And also, one other thing that's why I never go on margin is because it doesn't matter if you ride on an investment, okay? It doesn't matter. Like, oh, if XYZ happens, the stock is gonna go up. No, it's not. Not when Mr. Market is manic depressive. Think about one thing, for example. Most of you know that Oracle is drilling, right? Do you realize that I had to wait 3 years for Oracle to have the privilege the privilege of putting some fucking holes in the ground. 3 years, okay? Like, I waited for about 2.5, almost 3 years for the legals to get resolved. Then another freaking 9 months for the permit to come through. It was like a root canal, okay? It was like a root canal with no painkillers, waiting for the privilege to drill. So if you are in Oracle for a shorter period of time, you don't realize how massive this is to just have the ability to drill, okay? It's kind of like similar to when people complain about the United States. Oh, I don't like the politics here. It took me 3 years to get to the United States, okay? And really, I wanted to be in the US my whole life, okay? Like, I'm not gonna complain about politics or whatever, or taxes being too high or too low, because it took me so long to get to this country, right? And similar thing with Oracle. And now look at what's happening with Voxtur, okay? If I told you that they were going to change the title business that hasn't changed, nothing changed in the title for 75 years, and they were going to change it, you would be mortgaging your mother buying the stock, knowing this kind of insider information. And what's happening now? The stock is pretty much at the same level that it was before that happened, okay? And the stock can go any price. What is it stopping from it going below $1 Canadian? Like, it can go to 90 cents, 80 cents, 70 cents, 60 cents. It doesn't matter. Like, if people want to sell it, they can sell it at whatever price they want. Like, it doesn't matter. So, it doesn't matter if you're fundamentally right on something. It doesn't matter when the market doesn't want it in the short term. That's why never go on margin, never overextend yourself, never increase your lifestyle that it can jeopardize your future. Never. No matter how great of a conviction you have in an idea, in a stock, don't ever do it. Now, in the long term, that's a totally different thing, because in the long term, stock market is a weighing machine. In the short term, it's a popularity contest, okay? It's a voting machine. And today, the market is obsessed with recession. Like, even though the definition of recession is like negative GDP growth for 2 quarters, the market is obsessed with it. It's like, if you put these things in perspective, it's like we just freaking have COVID, right? We survived COVID. Now we just had a few months ago, a war starting out. Now everybody forgot about war. Putin solved the COVID situation. Nobody gives a shit about war anymore. Now we're worried about interest rates going up, recession, and how is that going to impact, like, for example, copper. I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ, people. Oh man, like, again, 3 inches in front of your face. 3 weeks ago, I was reading articles how copper is going to go to $7. Why? Because we have not enough copper, shortages of copper. Today, we don't have enough demand. Like a week ago, China was on lockdown. Today, the recession is going to make copper collapse. It's already it came off from the highs. Like, remember I made a video like copper was at $5, $5 per pound. Like, I don't know, a month ago, a few weeks ago. Now it's like a few days ago it was 430. I think it's like 420 as I'm making this video. It's like, Jesus Christ, like, make up your motherfucking mind already. Do we have a copper problem or do we not have a copper problem? Do we have enough copper in the world? Do we have enough copper to satisfy the electrification of the world? Do we have enough copper to make the transition from combustion engine cars to electric cars? Like, Jesus Christ, every fucking 2 weeks it's a different story. It's like This world is so motherfucking crazy, it's unbelievable. But that's where the opportunities lie. And what you have to do is don't ever extend yourself. Don't go on margin. Buy good assets no matter what. Good assets, good companies that have, good margins or will have good margins for good reason. That's the only way you can protect yourself. You cannot protect yourself against volatility because Mr. Market is so fucked up in the head. You cannot ever change the way Mr. Market thinks. He's gonna be crazy, he's gonna be bipolar, it's never gonna change. What can change is how you react to him and what you do when you react to him. If you're gonna panic with him, then you're gonna have certain results. If you're gonna take advantage of him, you're gonna have certain results. That's it.